yesterday I left a comment on the episode basically asking you guys if you're up for a slower series thing, as we've kind of had a slower start here, building the dynasty, building the characters and whatnot. Seems like everybody's up to that, which is pretty convenient, seeing as yesterday I had a big old needle filled with painkillers and antibiotics stabbed into my jaw through the root of my tooth. So that hurts, and slow is about all I can manage right now. So again, I apologize if the videos are out later than they normally would be, or some days there are just not episodes at all. Again, it all depends purely on whether I can actually talk that day or not. So, welcome back to the adventures of Lassie, mighty Lassie, who yesterday kind of built things up a little bit more, you know. I'd say yesterday, it was the day before now, I guess. We've got a claim. We're kind of positioning ourselves ready to take over the island. So I kind of said that yesterday, what we should focus on is Intrigue. Building her up to be ready to take the throne, ideally without so much as going to war. We want the people to love her and ascend her to the throne, not through conquest or kind of forcing their hand or anything like that. I think she needs to be the beloved queen. Now, I've also thought we could play it into the kind of the history element of things as well, right? Now, obviously, Crete, the island of, famous for a big old labyrinth filled with man-beasts. We've got the man-beast part dealt with. We need the labyrinth side of things done. And then I also thought after that we could really ramp it up and like gun for Athens or something like that, given that I'm pretty sure Theseus was Athenian. But anyway, so I was kind of looking through thinking, how can we build ourselves a labyrinth? Well, obviously the first thing we can do is grab the throne and then build the special building in the capital, build the palace here in Knossos, because that is, in theory, the obviously the inspiration for the labyrinth. But then also I realized under the torture tree we have the option for prison feudal complex. Now we could tie that into the religion as well and take it a step further and go for like human sacrifice. That way we've got all the elements of our own little labyrinth here. We could become our own little Queen Minos as well, which I thought would be kind of fun. Now, the other thing I was thinking of is what are we going to do with our kids? Because if we're not careful, that problem I talked about before, where the AI is going to get the chance to potentially grab some lycanthropy, you know, through non-matrimonial marriages into women of our dynasty, if they end up having kids, or if the men confer lycanthropy to their wives who get remarried later on, it could end up being a little bit of a messy situation. So what we could do is, I mean, obviously we've got the ability to sacrifice kids now, which is pretty nice. Not with this character because she's compassionate, but we're not going to play as her forever. We might be able to do something in the religion, though. You know, like take vows or something like that, and keep our dynasty going down just a single line. So not so much of a family tree, more than it's just a family branch. Could be a little bit risky, because, of course, if we're focusing all of our efforts on a single line of the dynasty and then they start dying out or something bad happens along the way, again, like a bad marriage or imprisonment or something like that, we could be in a dangerous situation, but I think that'd be a really nice way to balance out the stronger characters that we're going to have inherently. So I'll see what we can do with the religion, but the religion's going to be a massive play. So for today, the goals are very simple. Start working on our intrigue, build her up to be a bit more of a schemer, knife in the back, get rid of you, get elected, because we've already got the kind of diplomacy and the friends dealt with, and then we start building ourselves a labyrinth. And I think that's an incredible goal for today. It's probably going to be quite expensive, so we might have to work on a little bit of the stewardship side of things as well. So we've already got August, we've already got family matriarch, and of course, because we have the mod that we've got that allows us to gain experience in multiple skills, I have capped it at 25 skill. Which I believe it is by default. You can set it to unlimited, but I thought that'd be way too much experience to be getting in various different things. I like the idea of it. It's obviously quite powerful, but I don't want it to be super, you know, like just basically here's all the traits for free, you know? And I believe the AI get access to this as well, so it's not exactly that unbalanced. Dual conquest could be interesting, bearing in mind that the Sea People kind of historically caused the fall of the Bronze Ages, so that'd be kind of fun if we were to be the catalyst that basically destroys realms and kingdoms and empires. I think dual conquest is a nice way to start getting towards that. Fellow vassal opinion plus 15, independent ruler opinion plus 15. Can propose one alliance without marriage. I mean, I don't think I've ever used defensive negotiations before. And if we're positioning ourselves to become queen of the island, I quite like that idea. And I think it plays into her being a bit more of a diplomat. Again, not for once not taking a kingdom just through straight warfare. Let's get a bit of learning here. So we need 10 minimum in a skill, and then the more points we have between 10 and 25 is the more experience that we get as a result of that. So it's always worth buffing up our skills where possible, but of course something that we're focusing on is going to give more experience just by the fact that it also gives, like, more learning, for example. Should we start heading down towards Theologian? Maybe she's getting to that stage already where she's thinking, damn, maybe we are blessed. You know, maybe the gods have chosen us over everyone else, given that she can turn into a big ooh-woo-woof lady. Unlock Faithful. Clergy opinion plus 10. maybe start heading towards profit, which I think kind of sums her up pretty nicely there. Do you have any options to take against our kids so far, like disinheritance? See, disinheritance isn't going to stop them having kids, though, is it? We need, like, voluntary castration or something, so they can still be mighty powerful wolf warriors in our wolf army, because their prowess is going to add up. And if we can keep them as long as possible, granted, if we're fighting on the first lines of going quite an aggressive playstyle with the sea people and the aggressive religion, our people are going to be dying left, right, and center, especially if they're our commanders. But if we can keep them alive for ages and ages and ages, their power is going to be insane. Just in case actually finding a way to do that, because the characters in this game seem to die so much easier than CK2 as well. Wait until our werewolves start becoming obese, and then we'll... and then immortality becomes completely irrelevant at that point. The stewardship perk too. Positions of power, counselor opinion plus 20. If we're going to start working on the Labyrinth, maybe getting some interest in architecture early on could be pretty good. Taxwoman cutting cornerstones. Maybe this is the thing that leads her to finally wanting that Labyrinth. Let's go for cutting cornerstones then. You know, she's kind of interested. She's got some money, but she can't do anything with it despite the fact that she owns a city. You know, we're not going to be building these crazy palaces or anything right now. Lassie the Second. Wait, that's our daughter? She's just us. She's literally identical to us. And she's also called Lassie, more to the point. Wow, she is just fucking terrible. Just really god-awful. Well, she's got 17 diplomacy, so she's quite good. Just a shame about the intrigue front there. 3 perks pinging in simultaneously, so we could go for... I think we have to start going down Schema, and then, of course, we'll head towards Prison Feudal Complex later for Torturer, to really be the Queen Minos we all know that we want her to be. So, Schema, then. Truth is relative. I mean, it's not ideal, but of course we've got to start with it. I don't really like Truth is relative because it goes against golden obligations. Strategist, right. This is going to be our slowest skill. Now that we're focusing on Intrigue, this will be well and far our slowest skill. Overseer? For someone who wants strict control over the nation, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but I feel like either Strategist or Overseer to really play the role of the kind of sea people, mad, Minos type character. Home territory advantage plus 5, that could be quite good. Bearing in mind that the island of Crete was supposed to be in, like, essentially a golden age at this point, right? So, I feel like going down for Overseer to ensure that things are going as smoothly as possible is probably the right play. And then, Embassies, Adaptive Traditions, or Ducal Conquest. Title creation cost minus 20%. Not massively relevant. We're here to destroy, not to conquer and claim. Itch Alliance grants plus 1. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. We're not going to ally with too many people. We can ally internally, again, just to kind of keep the peace. But externally, not really too bothered. What's our de jure empire, actually, as... so the Empire of Achaea. That's quite large. That's quite large. It's basically just Greece at that point, right? I feel like that's, I feel like it's a little bit outside of our scope. Again, we want to destroy. We don't want to conquest. Wow. We'll kind of see how we go. Bear in mind that we're also fairly unique in that we're the only place in the world right now with Minoan, religion. So I kind of want to keep it relatively centered around our island and build that up as much as possible. Sure, maybe we could take some of the Aegean islands, tidy that up. That wouldn't be too bad. There is actually one of our holy sites there, which isn't under our control. What a hat. Wow, thanks, Egg Boy. Yeah, we definitely want to take that one, but outside of that, I mean, given that the Aegean Sea has one of our holy sites as well, might be worth going for that. That's like a subdivision of our own faith, right? We are a subdivision of Aegean. So conquering the Aegean Islands could make some sense there. And again, we're the sea people, right? So, or, you know, we're going to try and become that. They'll take on the mantle of sea people, so that could be okay. Do we want to do medieval Tinder? No, I'm okay, thank you. I don't think it's really necessary, is it? We're getting that just because we're on the intrigue tree. But our husband's like our best friend. We could make him our soulmate as well. And we could get him to demand conversion. Okay, well, first things first, let's sort him out. No, you know what? We can't go after new partners if our current partner is a bit of a mess. Right, so he's converted over. That's quite nice. I guess we'll go for the... Can he be best friend and soulmate? Fuck it, let's do it. These are the 2 founding members of the horrible werewolf dynasty. I feel like that's not a terrible plan. You declare your undying devotion, which I think is fairly appropriate, given that we did just do literally that. My scheme continues. He's not going to stand a chance against her. Are you kidding me? Oh, and look at that as well. Immortal prowess increases. Our powers have grown. I've secured an invitation to a feast in Astala. And seat close to Uanos. Despite my determined attempts, I'm failing to strike up a conversation. Suddenly, the loudest fart I've ever heard erupts from our table. It was me. I'm so sorry. He's relieved and grateful. We bailed him out. And you know what? He's the only opinion that we really care about right now. Well, I guess until we become queen. That's going to be a little embarrassing. Sign a new chancellor. Do we want to go for... I mean, our son and heir. Genius, fecund, pure-blooded, handsome, grey eminence. Patient and humble. I mean, he's the ultimate diplomat. Stop what our vassals think. Maybe we'll put a vassal on the council when we actually become the leader of the realm. But for the time being, it's not really worth it. 85% chance of staying awake and defending our husband from all sorts of evil things in the night. Like vampires, I can only assume at this stage. My sweetheart is in danger. I must save him. God knows what the hell is threatening this guy. 23 prowess? What's ours? 23 as well. My God, this poor Robert does not know what they've bitten off here. Sounds from a struggle above is the greatest motivator I've ever known. Without care for life or limb, I hoist myself through pretty King Minos' window. I feel as if I plunged into a frozen lake. Minos is on the floor, an intruder pushing him down, a gleaming blade between them. When the danger is over, I turn towards him. Minos, are you alright, you useless man? How the hell did you get overpowered? Oh, our husband's an architect. Oh man, talk about convenient, huh? You can be our Daedalus then. He's also a master blacksmith too, so I feel like this is quite a nice combo, huh? Holy shit. I will never let you get in harm's way again. It becomes our soulmate. We lose trial stress because we're lustful as well. Look at that. Babe had no reason to stay at court and will soon leave. We can't allow that. We cannot allow that. Shit. What can we do? What can we do? How can we stop our children going out into the world and potentially fathering rival werewolf realms? Because sure, he's not going to declare war on us, but his kids and his kids' kids, when they all start getting claims, then it could be a bit of a mess. What are you good at? He's good at martial. We could put him on the council. Yeah, Atreus. Boy, you're fired. I'm going to put on... Oh, he's already left our court. Shit. Oh, he's a wanderer. Get him back. Get him back. Get him back. Right, let's go. I don't want to use a hook. Is there not just the invite to court option? I suppose we could just see if we can invite him without the hook. Fuck. Right, go. Join me. And then swap out little Atreus for Babe. It's an upgrade, and we're keeping him at home where we can keep an eye on him. I'm alright with that. Can we restrict marriages of our kids in this game? No, we can't. We could befriend him, though. I think that's a good idea. Get a whole council of werewolf kids with their matriarch at the top, all friends. My God, we would be absolutely unstoppable at that point. No one is going to drive a wedge apart at that point. Who else have we got now? So our daughter, Lady, is an incredible spy master. So she gets put on the spy mastery slot. Who else do we got? The other one was Lassie, but she's a bit shit, isn't she? I could swap her out for court priest. Oh, we don't have revocable clerical appointment. Oh, damn. Well, that's something we could sort out later on. She's got 17 diplomacy, so she's actually pretty good in that front, but unfortunately not good enough. We've got an empty steward slot. Who else have we got here on the kid front? Labradoodle? Just kind of crap. You could be a good steward. Oh, charming children might fail with that. Balls. We could do it just to fill a space, because let's be reasonable. Even if he comes out really bad, there's still a potential with 9 stewardship, plus let's assume 2 minimum from his education. Takes him up to 11. If we become his guardian, I think we've got someone else's guardian right now. Yeah, we'll get rid of you. We'll take him on as a guardian, and we'll try and drive him towards stewardship. Worst case scenario, he's probably going to be as good as the person we've got right now. Let's see how we do. Swift execution for our murder scheme power. That's what we need. And now I think we'll turn our attention to Archpriestess Dictiana. My lady, I'm afraid that your time is numbered. Only 27% still. We're not doing too well on that front. I don't really want to spend any money on bribing people when we need to save up for our labyrinth, right? So we could kind of hold out a little bit more. I'm alright with that. Type creation customized 20-minute foreign affairs. Sure. Foreign affairs effectiveness. We can try and win them over, and then we just stab them in the back. And we have befriended Babe, our son and marshal. So let's start working on our diplomat next then. Let's give you one of those. And our next intrigue perk. Right, so a job done right. A court of shadows or digging for dirt. Hostile scheme success chance plus 25. I think we need it. You know, I think I'm going to have to go for it just to try and facilitate our plot coming through without spending a fortune on bribery and whatever else. Athamas wants to join our court. He's very good. My God, if we weren't already trying to position our family members as counselors, I was absolutely taking him on as a spy master. You are good, but I'm not going to be taking you on board. We don't need people good at intrigue in our court unless they're going to work for us, you know? Otherwise, they're just potentially a massive obstacle here. Professional workforce. Let's also start heading down into architect. After long thinking, I finally decided to invite Toto to come on a tour of one of my estate in Axos. The visit turned out to be even better than I expected. Not even Toto offer unexpected insight into matters of the estate, but he also kept my mood bright the entire time. Boom, look at that. Okay, 2 kids we're friends with. And of course, we do have the, I believe we already have the perk that gives, it's in here, right? Yeah, of course. Friendly council gives +2 per family member. And we also get heart of the family, gives us bonus to swaying family members. So we should be doing this anyway. The fact they're on a council is just a massive bonus on top of that. Now, you know what? I didn't actually check the technology, did I? We're playing in the Bronze Ages. We should really have a look at that. Toil and hard work. My son Schnauzer has been impressed with one of the household heroes for quite some time. Diligent. Anything to give extra stewardship. Generous is kind of the opposite of what we're after here. Oh, patient. Gave him diligent. I've got high hopes for you, little Schnauzer, actually. I think you're going to be okay. So we'll spend our perk quickly, and then we'll check out the technology tree. Convert faith in county. Well, that's going to become relevant pretty soon. Let's have a look then. So, starting over here. Earthworks. Oh, look at this. They actually did do it then. That's really cool. Bronze Age socket axe. That's cool. Wow, so they've really done a lot. And there we are. Aegean Raiders and Aegean Macemen. Look, I mean, the mod's basically putting us into the position of sea people anyway, right? Known to the Minoans. Excellent. We've got frescoes there. Known to the Minoans. And early hoplite as well for us there. Wow, Khopesh. Marsh Raiders and camel domestication. Giving Egypt some little bonuses there. We got down here. Oh, so we can get Cyclopean Walls and Panoply Warrior. Wow, these are really cool, huh? And Medjay. Wow. Or Medjay, I think is pronounced, isn't it? Well, I don't know. And then we've got some future ones coming in here. Neo Pyramids. Whoa. It's in Nubia. This is really cool. They've done a lot of effort in this, huh? Personal guard, or more troops to bolster the army. Well, given that our, supposedly, werewolf master blacksmith husband, who's apparently good with his hands, not just saying that because, you know, she lost that trial stress when she saved him or anything. Given that he lost a fight against a random burglar, or was potentially going to die to a random burglar, I feel like a personal guard wouldn't hurt. Or do you want a private levy? Personal guard that can maybe also bail our husband out if he gets attacked again, because apparently he's friggin' useless. I mean, private levy is pointless, you know. We're trying to do this without raising a sword. I feel like I'll go with the personal guard. And our daughter. New best friend. I like that. So our steward we're going to try and replace relatively soon. Yeah. We could put Lassie on there temporarily. Lassie isn't terrible in the stewardship position. She's not great. She's certainly worse than our current character. And I think Schnauzer could end up being better. 11 at the age of 11. Again, a minimum of +2 from the lowest tier of education. We may get lucky. He's got genius. He's got good learning. We've got good traits. He might end up at least being able to match up. Maybe even better if we get really lucky here. Oh, shit, she's gone. Well, well, well. So we actually didn't inherit the realm then. She just died. Oh, shit. What happened? Archpriestess. So we lost the election. Really? And now it's Archpriestess Alethea of Crete. Well. I wonder if because, you know, maybe because she knew she was dying, the election was adjusted to whoever would be the strongest candidate that wasn't us, essentially. You know, maybe not voting for her direct heir, but a member of a family who might get elected. We've done that before. That's believable. Okay. What the hell happened there then, huh? We're now in line with 9 votes. It must have been close. Damn. And I guess because she had her own vote and is, of course, not going to vote for us over one of her own dynasty members. That's, yeah, I can see that happening. Gives us more time to help build our character up a little bit more. Now, what are we looking at? A murder plot for this new character. 0 intrigue. Means that this one might go, ooh, a little bit more smoothly. Now, it goes against our character. She's compassionate and she's just, so we're not going to do too many murder plots here. But it is the right outcome. You know, I think it's okay for her. Sure, it might hurt her heart. But it's the right step forward. Tidbits from far away. Visiting a local market, a merchant from a faraway land catch my attention. Come closer, my lady. Do you want to learn to read people? And 50 lifestyle experience. What's the highest for intrigue? Yeah, I mean, 100% chance of that. And we get learning to read people given scheme power. Not that we really need it at this stage. Or we can torture him. Again, we wouldn't do that because we're just and compassionate. I'm happy to go for that one. Thank you very much. Schnauzer can either get gregarious for diplomacy or greedy. Ooh. That's only monthly income. No stewardship bonus from that in CK3, which, to be fair, makes sense. Just because you're greedy doesn't mean they're necessarily better with money. If anything, it could make you far worse. Okay, stick to Gregarious. He's up to 12 stewardship here. Still got another 3 years left of education. Could come through. We're going to go to a feast with our new archpriestess. Maybe we can learn some of her secrets, some things that might put us in better stead with this murder plot, which, to be fair, isn't going to take too long anyway. We've got 4 months before she's done for, so we might as well make it a nice meal, a nice send-off meal. Higher standards of courtesy. Prestige +1. Sure, why not? We don't want to throw away our prestige. We had an interesting conversation, diplomacy and learning. Grow closer to forming a friendship with Petty King Eudes. Is that her husband? A Petty King. Oh, right, a duke, of course. Fortitude stress because we're compassionate. Cancel out the murder plot. Okay, sure. That's fine. Doesn't really make a huge amount of sense, but I guess that's okay. And then we are back to minimum stress. Right in time to kill them dead. One more diplomacy perk here. Flexible truces. Yeah, now that seems to be something worth the kind of Sea People manifesto. 95% chance of killing a dead. 21 stress because, of course, we are compassionate. 5% chance that all of our plans are unraveled on the spot. Come on. Oh. It looks to me like our plan went through without a hitch. The thugs did their job. An archpriestess, Lethia, is no more. As the travel party stops the camp for the evening, bandits poured out from among the trees, calling for blood and gold. The soldiers fought back, but thankfully it was not enough. Archpriestess Aletheia was tragically slain in the melee. Bandits hunted by all. No one suspects my involvement. Let's hope that what ends up happening to us didn't happen to her. And she becomes a werewolf. One of her bodyguards saves her or something like that. My 2 problems solved each other. Wow, look at that. And here we are. The Queen of Crete. So one of our goals now, of course, becomes keeping it in the family. Primogeniture. Or at least something that will focus on our family members as our successors. And whether we can do that through bribery or diplomacy or whatever else, you know, there's plenty of ways we can secure that without a law change. Arera's unmarried. Now, I did notice that pop up, like his wife died or something along those lines. He didn't have any kids, though. Probably because, of course, we didn't confer immortality. And that's a good point. The AI can confer immortality, but clearly he didn't make his wife immortal. I wonder what determines whether or not they'll do that. Whether or not they have to be a ruler, perhaps. Oh, interesting. So our family members might piss off and get married in a foreign realm, but they might not get any kids out of it because, of course, they're not also making their wife or their lover immortal. Interesting. It might not be such a big deal then, but we'll see how we go. I want genius. We've got to keep genius in the family. So what have we got? 43 and 44. Oh dear. Maybe like, I think Herculean after that would be the next best choice. Kind of embrace the wolf blood a little bit. 25. That's not bad. Plenty of good inheritable traits there. We could get really lucky and get Herculean, genius, and handsome. And of course the other 2. Boom. Let's do that then. There we are. Okay, I think that's a fair marriage. Chancellors, then. Of course, it's got to be our family member. Toto retakes his position as Chancellor. Marshal, we will give to Babe. Sure, we're not putting our vassal on, but our vassals love us anyway. We befriended a lot of them. Of course, they've got opinion of our dynasty being quite high anyway, just from our ridiculous amount of diplomacy and whatnot, so I'm not too concerned about that. We'll put Babe on the council. Steward, that's a hard one. We don't really have any good stewards. I mean, we've got Babe of Crete, but of course he's already our marshal there. Pitan, our old steward, we could put on the council. That way, if we fire her, it's not such a big deal. She also looks like she's got 2 feet in the grave already. So I'm not really too concerned about that. She's going to start serving us drinks in Moriarty's bar if we're not careful. And then Spy Master, our daughter and friend, Princess Lady. And just like that, boom, we've got ourselves an oligarchy. Pure nepotism all the way down. Who do you want to vote for our successor? I think it's got to be Toto, isn't it? It's got to be Toto. Let's see if the vassals will also vote for him. They're up for it anyway, so we haven't got to worry too much about the succession being a problem. We can't afford it, because now that we've got 1,316 gold, there's one thing we've got to focus on. I don't know if we've got the technology for it, and of course we would have to revoke the title. We want to take Knossos. Go for this one. We've got a claim on it. We can take it without being viewed as a tyrant. She's going to be upset, sure, lose 80 opinion of us. But she'll accept 100% chance of success because of, you know, personality, etc., etc. We have a valid claim. Let's take the capital. Thank you. What's her opinion of us now? Is she upset? She is, but we can win her back over. Just apparently send her some gold. That's all it takes. Let's make this our new capital then. And what have we got? We can build a grand temple. We've got a royal palace, a library. Can we build a labyrinth, perchance? No, didn't think so. The grand temple is really nice, though. Look at that. Holding taxes, development growth, man-at-arms. Oh, man, this is insane. 5% control growth in our entire realm. The piety is great. The renown is fantastic. A grand temple coupled with the royal palace. And then we can put the labyrinths under the royal palace. And, of course, this site, IRL, is famous for its royal palace. I like that combo. We would have to take the duchy levels up from that person as well. But we can work on that with some fabrication. Begin the grand temple. This is going to be great. I'm quite excited for that. I'm actually surprised that we had the... Oh, look at that. Spouse is a patron of theologians. We gained some piety for that too. Seems like we're kind of being behooved in the direction of the religion anyway. Need to get the duchy title. What we'll do then... Oh, she has 2 duchies. Wow. I wonder if another vassal got elected then. No, because she wouldn't have taken the duchy, though. Otherwise, we'd have taken it, obviously, when we succeeded. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We can obviously just fabricate claims on all of the de jure titles within that duchy and then just usurp the title. So that's... Knossos? No, you're wrong there. We've got this province of Malia, Lictos, and this one as well, right? Okay, so we'll start just kind of working here and then move around. Why are you overseeing construction there? I don't want you to do that at all. I want you to start working on the capital then. Let's go for the development. Oh, another kid. Wow, that was unexpected. Again, given that immortal fertility is so low now. Wow. It's been many, many years. What did that take? 14 years for one child. So the immortality is going to be incredibly slow. We have to be very careful if we end up playing as a martial character. If it takes 14 years per kid, and this woman has massive fertility bonuses, don't forget. We've got the matriarch bonuses, we've got the beautiful bonuses, we've got fecund. Eventually, it's going to be, you know, we could be looking upwards of 25 years per kid, so we need to be very careful if we're going to be on the front lines, which I imagine will be quite a lot because of the prowess. I think we can forget about going down schema now. A job done right, the job was done right. Let's move over towards... What do you think about either prison feudal complex, or we could start working on the architect? We need to build the labyrinths before we throw the people in there. So I think I'm more than happy to go for domain focus. And then see if we can get architects as soon as possible. Because our tax isn't that fantastic. For our final, what should we go for our final intrigue lifestyle? Dreadful? I think the sea people were pretty dreadful, huh? I think we can roll with that one. Eager Reveler. Oh, cool. We've got to be careful with that, though. We don't want our immortal characters becoming obese and just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. Now, there is... Obviously, in CK3, they do dynamically become fatter and fatter and fatter. I think Paradox on Twitter did like a competition to whoever could get the highest or the fattest character. What happens if you're immortal? Do you just eventually balloon out? I wonder if there's a limitation on how fat characters can get. Maybe this should be our secret alternate goal. Eventually, we get so fat we fill the labyrinth. You open the front door and it's just a face and a room that just... Probably fucking stinks, let's be honest, but just filled, flesh pressed up against the walls. She becomes the labyrinth. Roll credits. What if Lassie was indeed the labyrinth all along? Another son. Hello. Oh, look at that. Genius and beautiful. Cadmos. I'm going to call you... What's a clever dog breed? I'm going to call you Collie. Welcome. Collie Lycanthropos. Welcome. We should probably get this kid educated because he is the future of this dynasty right there. Maybe a good steward I could go for at long last. Development growth in the realm capital. Yeah, obviously we've got to go for that as soon as possible. Our chancellor died. How close are we to finishing the education of Schnauzer? 15. Let's leave the slot open then. It's only another 3 months anyway. Leave the slot open until he is 16. See how his... Look, I mean, his stewardship's going to come out equally as good as our previous one at minimum. And he's good in other areas too. So I'm alright with that. Granary infestation. Vermin have infestated, several granaries in the city-state of Knossos, destroying the seed grain stored with them. Plenty of grain. I have plenty of grain should they become my serfs. Popularity minus 20. Again, we're not... We'll go for this one. We'll go for this one, as I try and desperately suppress these hiccups. Grateful free folk. And we're compassionate. Yeah, I'm up for that. We've already started work on the temple, right? So we can only get one thing at a time. Boom. Malia is ours. So now we'll move over to Lictos very briefly. There we are. And April. Pregnancy again. Whoa. Wow, that was fast. 19 years, then all of a sudden we're good. And we are looking at Schnauzer. Oh my god. He came out of Fortune Builder. Wow, shit. That was good, huh? 19 stewardship. He's legitimately probably our best option for steward anyway. Wow, that couldn't have gone any better. Wow. Athamas. Just genius, this one. I'm going to call you... I'm going to call you... I need a list of dog breeds. Let's Google it. List of dog breeds. I mean, I can name them, obviously, but I want, like, a good one. I want, like, a weird one, you know? I mean, Maltese is quite funny. I'm going to call you, just because of the amount of easy jokes I can make of you in the future, I'm going to call you Shih Tzu. Excellent. You gain 75 prestige, and there he is, little Prince Shih Tzu. We should drown the kids that aren't genius. I think I've decided. Look, I know I just went from 1 to 100 there, but I feel like we should probably drown the kids that aren't genius. We have a moral duty to keep this dynasty as powerful and as mighty as possible. We can commission another epic, and to be fair, we've got a much better story to tell now as well. Sure, we should notify that when it becomes available and just do it as much as possible. Of course, we will call back... Was this the guy that wrote the last one? You know what I think it was? Prosimnos. Back for the sequel to the best-selling novel. Okay. No. Focus me on my... I mean, no. We have to go for renown. Always go for renown. It's about the dynasty here, not just about our ruler. I mean, it is about our ruler, because there would be absolutely no dynasty without her. But I'm sure they'll do well enough. Ah, so I guess we haven't got enough gold to clear that next step. Damn. It should be shared with my vassals, of course. Yeah, let's get all the bonuses we can here with our vassals. I belong to a long line of promise keepers. Okay. The control level will change by -30. My ancestors were pious, but not necessarily wise. That goes against us because we're zealous. Oh, hang on. That's the city-state of Astala. We don't care about that anymore. Well, we do, but not as much as we care about the capital, of course. Yeah, no, I'm happy to go for that one. Get a bit more piety as well. Tomorrow, I reckon we can come out swinging with... oh, yeah, obviously renown. I think we can come out swinging with a religion reformation, too. And there we are. An excellent family epic. Very nice. Prestige 5 per month. Very good. How long does that last? That's awesome. 75 renown and 75 prestige as well. And you are known for your dedication to your faith. That's pretty appropriate. Labradoodle married Gorgo. Who? Ah, we've got to be careful. Let's hope they don't go too crazy with the marriages. Anyway, look at this. The Grand Temple finally finished in Knossos. And I think tomorrow, let's just take a look here. We can't reform the faith yet on account of it being ridiculously expensive because our fervor is garbage. But when we flip over to profit as well, takes it down to around 6,000, depending on how many doctrines you want to change, depending on the sorry, I should say the tenets up there, depending on the doctrines we want to change to. It's going to be very expensive, so we might have to start working on fervor before we go for the conversion, but it's a great first step. Go ahead and leave that there for today. Apologies if this episode is shorter than usual. Like, I feel my mouth already starting to go numb again, so gonna have to call it there. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Again, a bit more of a slower burn on this one, but I think it's gonna make all this time and effort a lot more worthwhile. Thank you, of course, to the coffee producers for allowing me to make these episodes in the first place. A big thank you to Huey Longdong, Aramis, Sonic Barretto, Ben Henshaw, Felpy, Anastara, Kekvit Ore, Crusader, Oramab, Dante Mordecane, Sir Thor the Swede, C-Mac, Devorda, Scott L, The Monk, Christian Blue, Dave Ash, and I Stab Cows for their support at the executive coffee producer tiers for the final month over on coffee. And a thank you as well goes out to Rivet, Panther Pearl, Athon, Monster, Noises Dungeon, Dancing Lucifer, Contrawabby, Groggy, Ray Karinga, Sanet Lover, Madness, Elnada, Stormcrower, Pyrotica, and Ultra Spider 2000 for their support as well. See you guys all tomorrow for maybe a reformation if we can pull the fervor back fast enough.